Hey everyone, ready to jump into the world of print on demand?
Always ready for a business deep dive.
Awesome. So today we're checking out this YouTube video by Alec. He's built a pretty sweet print on demand business.
That's interesting.
Yeah. He focuses on Etsy and Printify, and we're going to break down his whole process for you.
Nice.
And the cool thing is you don't need to be some design expert to make this work.
That's what I like to hear. Makes it way more accessible, right?
For sure.
Oh.
So what's exciting about print on demand for you? What makes this model so appealing?
Well, one of the biggest things for me is it's like super low cost to start, you know?
Yeah.
You can scale it as you grow, and you can test out all these different product ideas without like breaking the bank.
Perfect for someone just starting out.
Totally. It's kind of like entrepreneurship with training wheels.
I love that.
But you can totally pop wheelies once you get comfortable.
So to get us all on the same page, how does Alec actually define print on demand?
So he describes it as a drop shipping model, which might sound like complicated, but it's really not.
Right.
Basically, you come up with these awesome designs, you put them on like t-shirts, mugs, posters, you name it.
Endless possibilities.
Right. But here's the best part. You don't actually handle any of the printing or shipping yourself.
Wait, hold on. So no late night trips to the post office. No mountains of boxes taking over my living room.
Exactly.
Tell me more. This sounds amazing.
So you partner with a company like Printify. They've got this massive catalog of, blank products, just waiting for your creative touch.
Okay.
So someone orders a t-shirt with your design from your shop, then Printify takes over.
Oh, I see.
They'll print it, package it, and ship it straight to the customer.
Wow. That sounds like incredibly streamlined,
Yeah.
especially for someone just starting out.
Definitely.
But I'm curious, why Etsy specifically? Why not just go straight to Shopify or build your own website?
Well, Alec has some really good reasons for starting on Etsy. First off, it's way cheaper than setting up a whole website, especially when you're just testing the waters.
Right.
And Etsy's got this huge built-in audience, people who are already searching for unique stuff, handcrafted items, that kind of thing.
Makes sense. So it's kind of like, setting up shop in a busy marketplace where people are already ready to buy.
Exactly. But here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
And Alec really emphasizes this. You can't just slap any old design on a mug and expect it to be a bestseller,
Right. It's got to be something special.
Totally. It's not just about the product itself. It's about your unique design on it, what you bring to the table. It's what makes it stand out.
Totally. It's the design that transforms that blank product into something desirable, something people want.
Exactly. It breathes life into it. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck,
The design part.
Yeah, they think, oh, I'm not an artist. I could never design something people would actually buy.
Totally.
But that's where Alec's advice is super helpful.
Okay, good.
He breaks down the design process into three main types.
Right.
You've got text-based designs, graphic designs, and then hybrids, which are a mix of both.
That makes sense.
And you don't have to be a Photoshop whiz to make any of them work.
Awesome. All right, let's break those down a little bit, starting with text-based.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Okay, so text-based can be as simple as a funny quote or saying, or you can get more elaborate with different fonts and layouts and stuff.
Okay.
But the key is that the message resonates with your audience.
Right. It's got to speak to them.
Exactly.
Like those T-shirts with funny slogans or, those kind of things.
Yeah, or inside jokes for specific groups.
Yeah, totally. Like a well-crafted message, it can be really impactful.
Totally. And then you've got graphic designs.
Right.
So those often involve illustrations, patterns, artwork, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And this is where Alec gives some really great advice for people who, might not be super artistic. Right. He suggests checking out freelance designers or commercial design shops and even AI tools.
Oh, wow. So even if you can't draw a stick figure, you still have options.
Exactly. AI is getting so good for design. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And Alex seems to be embracing it.
Totally. And even Etsy is cool with using AI for design as long as you're the one, driving the creative process.
I see. So you're still the artist in a way.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. And then, of course, we've got the hybrids, the mix of text and graphics.
Right. So you can combine a cool graphic with a catchy phrase or something.
Yeah, I like that. And Alec encourages people to play around, see what works.
Totally. It's all about experimentation, finding what fits your brand.
For sure. But even if you have the most amazing design,
Yeah.
it's got to be presented the right way, right?
Absolutely. And this is where Alec introduces his secret weapon,
Oh, what's that?
mock-ups.
Mock-ups.
Yeah. He's a huge advocate for using mock-ups. He says even a decent design can look amazing when it's showcased on, like, a professional mock-up.
Interesting.
Right. It instantly raises the perceived value of your product.
I see, yeah.
It helps people visualize how it would actually look, like in real life.
So it's like, imagine you're scrolling through Etsy, right? You see a plain white t-shirt with a design on it next to the same design, but on a model who looks super stylish.
Yeah. Which one are you going to be more drawn to?
The one with the model, for sure. It looks way more appealing, like something I could actually see myself wearing.
Exactly. The mock-up tells a story, you know?
Totally. It makes you want it.
Yeah. But creating those awesome designs is only half the battle, right?
Right.
You got to get those products in front of the right people.
Marketing.
Exactly. And this is where Alec talks about two main approaches.
Right.
Paid advertising and organic traffic.
Okay.
So paid advertising, that's like you're paying platforms like Etsy, Pinterest, or Facebook to get your products seen by more people.
Makes sense.
But he doesn't sugarcoat it. Paid ads, they're not some magic solution, you know?
Right.
You need a budget, a strategy, and you got to be willing to experiment.
Yeah, so it's not just throwing money at the problem and hoping for the best.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
about finding what works, what brings in more money than you're spending.
Okay, so what about organic traffic?
So organic traffic, that's more about working with Etsy's search algorithm to get your product seen naturally without paying for ads.
I see, so playing the long game a bit.
Exactly. And the key here is optimization.
All right, what does that involve?
So you got to make sure your product listings are using the right keywords, the words people are actually searching for,
Makes sense.
your titles, descriptions, even the tags you use, they all matter.
Got it. So it's like we want to make sure Etsy's algorithm knows exactly who to show our products to.
Exactly. And Alec has this great tip for figuring out those keywords.
Oh, tell me.
Use Etsy's search bar itself, like you're a customer.
Oh, interesting.
Right. Start typing in words related to your products and see what suggestions pop up.
Oh, that's smart. You're basically seeing what people are actually searching for.
Exactly.
So you're kind of spying on your potential customers.
In a way. But it's all above board. Now, Alec also mentions having lots of product listings.
Okay, but he doesn't mean just like creating a bunch of random stuff.
Right. It's more about offering variety within your niche. You
Yeah.
know, different designs, styles, different product types, stuff that appeals to different people.
I see. So it's like setting up a shop window.
Yeah.
You want to have a mix of things that will catch people's eye.
Exactly. And the best part is organic traffic, it builds over time. The more you optimize, the more visible you become.
It's like a snowball effect, right?
Totally.
Okay, so whether we go with paid ads, organic traffic, or a mix of both, it really comes down to like putting in the effort.
Definitely. And being patient. It takes time to build a successful business.
And as Alex says, it's not just about the designs.
Right. It's about building a brand, connecting with your audience, creating something people genuinely love.
Well said. Now, speaking of Alex's advice, I understand he offers a free resource to help people get started.
Yeah. He has this 99-minute quick start guide, walks you through setting up your Etsy shop, connecting it to Printify, all that good stuff.
Perfect. We'll be sure to include a link to that in the episode description for everyone.
Definitely. It's a great resource.
Awesome. Well, I think this is a good place to wrap up this first part of our print-on-demand deep dive.
Sounds good.
All right, so we've got the basics of print-on-demand down. But now I'm thinking, like, how do we make sure people actually want to buy our awesome designs?
That's where market research comes in. Alec is a huge fan of doing your homework before you even start designing.
So it's not enough to just, like, create designs that we think are cool.
Right. It's got to be something people actually want.
We have to see what's already selling, what people are searching for, what's already out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He spends a lot of time in his video emphasizing this because it's where a lot of people go wrong.
Yeah, I can see that.
They skip the research part and end up with products that nobody's actually interested in.
Right. So how do we actually do market research? Like, where do we even begin?
Alec recommends checking out what's already working on Etsy.
Okay.
See what designs are selling well, what keywords people are using, that kind of thing.
Makes sense.
He even says to look at your competition.
Oh, interesting.
Not to copy them, of course, but to understand what's resonating with buyers in your niche.
So it's kind of like, don't reinvent the wheel, just like, make it better, shinier, a different color.
Exactly. Figure out what's working and find ways to, like, make it even better. Or maybe cater to a specific audience that's being overlooked.
Oh, I like that. And that ties into finding your niche, right?
Exactly. Alec wants you to think about your passions, your interests, the communities you're a part of. What kind of designs would those people love?
This is making a lot of sense. So instead of trying to please everyone, we focus on a smaller group who are really passionate about the same stuff we are.
Exactly. It's all about finding that sweet spot where your passion meets a need in the market.
I love that. So instead of like designing generic coffee lover mugs, you create mugs specifically for people who are obsessed with cold brew.
Right. Or people who love latte art or, single origin coffee snobs, whatever your niche is.
I like it. So we've done our market research. We found our niche. We're ready to design. Any tips from Alec on creating designs that actually sell?
So he reminds us that it's not just about making something visually appealing,
It's got to be more than that.
It's about evoking an emotion in the buyer.
Oh, interesting.
Like, think about the T-shirts you see people wearing with pride.
Yeah.
Those designs represent something, a hobby, a belief, a community, a sense of humor.
I get it. It's like wearing your heart on your sleeve, but in a much cooler way.
Exactly. Understanding that emotional connection is key to creating a design that really resonates.
Okay, so we need to think about the feeling we want to evoke.
Right. Do we want to make people laugh, inspire them, make them feel like they belong to something special?
And then we can tie that back into those different design types, right?
Yeah.
Text-based, graphic, hybrid.
Exactly. Each one can tap into different emotions and connect with buyers in unique ways.
A powerful quote can inspire. A funny illustration can make someone smile.
Right.
And a clever mix of both can create something truly memorable.
Totally. And for inspiration, Alec is a big fan of using Pinterest.
Pinterest, yeah.
And Etsy search bar to see what kind of designs are trending in your niche.
Oh, that's a good idea.
He emphasizes that while originality is important, there's nothing wrong with drawing inspiration from what's already working.
Right. There's no need to reinvent the wheel completely.
Exactly. Just put your own spin on it. And don't forget about mock-ups.
Yeah, those mock-ups can really make a design pop.
As Alex says, a good mock-up can make even a decent design look incredible. It helps buyers see the potential.
Totally agree. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground when it comes to designing those winning products.
We have. But next, we're going to shift gears a bit and dive into Alex's strategies for actually getting those products seen, getting those sales rolling in.
The marketing side of things.
Exactly. He's got some great tips for both paid advertising and organic traffic, so stay tuned.
Okay, so we're back and ready to jump into the marketing side of things.
Let's do it.
We've got those designs, the mock-ups, our niche, all figured out. Now it's time to make sure people actually see all our hard work, right?
Absolutely. And like Alex says, there are kind of two main paths you can go down.
Okay, what are they?
Paid advertising and organic traffic.
Okay, so paid advertising, that's like, I guess, paying those platforms to get our stuff seen, right? Like Etsy, Pinterest, Facebook, those guys.
Exactly. You're basically hitting the gas pedal, paying to get your products in front of a much bigger audience.
But like he said before, it's not just like throwing money at ads and crossing our fingers.
Right, you gotta have a plan.
So strategy is key.
Yeah. Alec really emphasizes that it's a learning process.
Makes sense. You got to figure out what works.
Exactly. He suggests starting with a small budget and testing different things out, different ad formats, different audiences, even different designs for your ads.
So it's like almost like a science experiment.
Yeah.
But for your business.
Yeah. I like that. You're constantly tweaking things, gathering data,
See what works, what doesn't.
Exactly. You're trying to find that sweet spot where you're spending money on ads, but you're making more back than you're spending.
Right. Got to make a profit.
Of course. Now, if you're not quite ready to dive into paid advertising, or you just prefer a more, laid back approach, there's organic traffic.
Yeah, Alex seemed to really favor organic traffic.
He does. And he's had a ton of success with it himself.
So organic traffic, that's basically like using Etsy's search system to our advantage.
Right. Exactly. It's all about leveraging that built-in algorithm to get your products seen by the right people, but without paying for ads.
Okay. But that probably takes some work too, right? It's not just like magically happening.
Right. It takes effort. The key to organic traffic is optimization.
Okay, so what does that involve?
Well, first off, you got to make sure your product listings are using the right keywords, the words that people are actually typing in when they're searching for something.
That makes sense.
Think about your titles, your descriptions, even those little tags you can add. They all played a part in how Etsy decides to rank your products.
So it's like we're playing hide and seek with Etsy's search engine, but with our products.
Kinda. You want your listings to be in all the right spots so that when somebody's looking for what you're selling, boom, they find you.
Makes sense. So how do we figure out what those magic keywords are?
Remember Alex's tip from before?
About the search bar.
Exactly. Use Etsy's own search bar as your research tool. Start typing in some words related to your products and see what suggestions pop up.
Oh yeah, that's brilliant. We're literally seeing what people are searching for in real time.
Exactly. It's like a direct line to your potential customers' minds.
I love it. Okay, so keywords are crucial. What else?
So Alec also mentions having lots of product listings, but he doesn't mean just creating a ton of random stuff.
Right, it's got to be strategic.
Exactly. It's more about offering a variety of products within your niche. Different designs, different styles, different product types, things that'll appeal to different people within your target audience.
So it's like setting up a really eye-catching shop window display. You want a good mix of things to draw people in.
Absolutely. And the best part about organic traffic is that it builds over time. The more you optimize your listings, the more visible you get, and eventually you start seeing more and more sales, like a snowball rolling downhill.
It all comes back to putting in the work consistently, right?
Yeah, definitely. And being patient. Building a successful business takes time. Whether you go all in on paid ads, focus on organic traffic, or do a mix of both, the key is to keep learning, keep experimenting, keep refining your approach.
And Alec really drives that point home, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's all about persistence and constantly improving.
Success in print on demand, it's not just about having cool designs. It's about building a brand, connecting with your audience, and creating products people are truly excited about.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, I think this has been a fantastic deep dive into Alec's print on demand wisdom.
It really has. We've covered a lot of ground.
We have. So as we wrap things up, what's one final thought we could leave our listeners with today?
I think it's this. What unique design idea can you bring to the world? What niche are you passionate about? The print-on-demand world is full of possibilities, so don't be afraid to experiment, learn, and create something truly amazing.
I love that. And don't forget, we'll have a link to Alec's 99-minute quick start guide in the episode description so you can get started right away. Well, that's it for today's deep dive, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.
See you next time.